So today we have a question that came in from one of our followers through our website. So if you do have a question, be sure that you comment on the blog post or on Facebook or something. And if it's a question that a lot of people are asking, we might even answer it on camera.
Yeah. So the question was, I'm trying to figure out how much allowance to pay my 8-year-old and 10-year-old boys. And also, should we be paying them for chores? This is a great question. We've actually got a lot of this sort of stuff that we've gotten asked over the years, and part of it is just fundamental to our philosophy. One, don't pay for chores. At least don't pay allowances linked to chores. That's one of our fundamental strategies.
and that needs a little bit of clarification in and of itself, because you aren't paying per chore. It's not, sweep the kitchen floor and you'll get $1 or whatever, 25 cents. It's more like, okay, kid letter A, you.
We give them names in our house.
Kid number 1, you are going to be responsible for sweeping the kitchen floor, keeping the dog's nose prints off the glass, and
picking up your toys. Kid number 2, you are going to be emptying the garbage, and you are going to be pushing in all the chairs and wiping off the counters. And picking up your toys.
Yeah, you
get the picture.
Right, whatever. Yeah. In exchange for doing those chores, they get a weekly or monthly salary, which is their allowance. So think of it more in terms of that. There's a bucket of things that they're expected to do every month, and in exchange for doing those things, they get a bulk payment, sort of like a salary.
Yeah.
Okay?
Now, the idea behind that bulk payment is not, hey, here's a bunch of money, go crazy, have fun, but rather it's a financial education tool. We're giving you some of the money that we were going to spend on you anyway, because we're going to buy you shoes, we're going to buy you clothes, we're going to pay for your activities, whatever it is. But because we want you to learn how to manage money, we're going to hand the money to you every month.
What? I was just thinking that not only do you give your kids names, but you buy them shoes, too.
I am such a great dad. I do everything for my kids. But at age 8 or at age 10, they're probably just learning to do a few of these things. If you wanted your 10-year-old to be managing his sports budget, that could be $1,000 a year if you're in a traveling hockey or traveling basketball team. That might be a little too much for him to manage.
To begin with.
Yeah, so where we started with our kids at that age was giving them money for food. I think that was the very first thing. Actually, fun was the very first thing. We gave them the share, save, spend idea.
Okay, once again, we're going to clarify the food.
We also give our kids food.
Yeah, we do pay for our kids' groceries, but what we mean in terms of food is that we said to them, if you want to have school lunch, it's going to cost $20 a month, and I'm using round numbers here. If you want to have it every day, it's going to cost $20 a month. We will give you $15 a month in your food category, so you will need to choose which days you can afford to have school lunch. And of course, if you want to take food from home and pack your own lunch, those days are free.
Because we buy food for our kids.
We do buy food for our kids too. The ones with names.
So we start out with the food budget and $5 a month for fun or whatever. As they get older and they show that they're able to handle that and budget well, I think that the next thing we moved to was shoes. Everybody, all kids need shoes. They're going to go through 4 or 5 pairs of shoes in a year, and they love picking out their own shoes. So it's really cool when they say, oh, wow, I got $40 or I got $50. I'm going to go buy a pair of shoes. Take them to the store. They get to pick everything out. They get to buy it themselves. They're really proud. They're really happy about that. And then as they get older, that allowance goes up as they take on more responsibility. But back to the original question.
How much money should they get?
At age 8 or 10.
Can I make another caveat to the shoes?
Man.
It's okay that they might have to save their shoe money for 2 months to buy a pair of shoes.
In fact, that's encouraged.
Right.
That's part of the learning process.
So an 8 and 9-year-old, it really depends on what you're going to expect them to pay for. Let's go back to the $20 for school lunch. If that's what you're going to start with, and you say, okay, school lunch is $20, we're going to give you $15 a month for school lunch, but we also want you to have some money to have, buy what you'd like and have some fun with, so we're going to give you $5 a month for that, so your total allowance is going to be $20 a month.
And then to that, I would always add $10 for savings and $10 for charity, for donation to some charitable cause.
Right.
get them in the habit of always having a portion of their budget that's going to immediately go into savings and some that's going to immediately go to charity.
Yep. And so you're going to switch out as your categories grow. Once they can manage their school lunch really well, you may want to add shoes. So, whatever your shoe budget is per month, you're going to add that onto their allowance. So as their categories and their responsibilities and their budget grows, their allowance will grow as well.
All right. Well, that was easy. I thought that was going to be about 25 seconds, but no. We know how to draw that out.